big sister, daddy, D-Thing. See, I was locked up at the time, look.
Yeah, he was locked up on this picture.
Right, little sister.
When we went go see my dad this time. He was locked up this time too. He was locked up both times, matter of fact. That's my dad doing life right now.
D-Thing, you know what I'm saying, that's his older brother, you know what I'm saying, that's my best friend. We all kind of grew up together, you know. And basically, like, we just embrace Dirk as our own little brother, you know. I don't got no real little brother, so it's kind of like I cuffed him as my own, you know.
Yo, everybody. Welcome. Minority Agenda in full effect. You already know what it is. Another week, another hot episode we dropping for the streets. But you may be thinking, why is it not that boy they right now giving that intro? Why did the excellent Mexican? You like how that rhymed?
Yeah. I do. It was very smooth.
You know,
it was very smooth.
Why did the silky smooth?
Why was it not arroba? Is that how you say?
Yeah.
Arroba they got it.
Yeah. We'll cool down with the Spanish right now. So early in the show.
Soy practicando. I have to practice, or else
too early in the
not
show
gonna
right
better.
now. We need to get through with the intro.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, everybody, welcome Minority Agenda. Isaiah could not be here. He's starting a new job, summer job at FedEx. So he's got a new position. He's trying to work out his schedule right now. So he cannot make it along with Jacob. He's still doing some training regarding his
They're
job.
putting in the hustle.
Shout out to my boys. You already know. Miss y'all. Love y'all. Shout out to baby Luca. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Isaiah's mom. Whole team, shout out. You know, love all of y'all. You know, sending massive love. But in place, well, I don't even want to say that because you can never replace the boys, right? But
right.
Joining me as co-host, you may have heard her on previous episode of Minority Agenda, and if you keep up with my other podcast, In Living Spanglish, aka the top-rated, I need to slow down, the top-rated Spanish podcast in the world, I'm just throwing it out there in the universe because I feel like one day it will happen.
It will happen.
My wonderful friend, roommate, you know, everything, the best, whoever did it, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, Veronica Perez.
Hey, if Zay was here, this is where we would put in the applause tracks, right?
Yeah.
She's so amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hey, what up, hello. It is Veronica Perez, aka Vero Fuerte. We are doing, basically Zay was kind enough to ask Ricardo for ILS in Living Spanglish to do a Minority Agenda takeover for this week. So that's what we're serving you up with. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, of course. Like, we already know, like, what have we done already at this point with ILS? Like 32 episodes? Something
like that, yeah.
And then along with this right here, like, I haven't stopped. Like, we've kind of taken a break. For people who don't know, we've taken a break right now. Just a little hiatus. Not even a hiatus. It's literally just like the pure definition of a break, where we're just not really creating content.
We gotta recoup. We gotta come up with new ideas. We gotta make things fresher, faster, better, faster. You already know what it is. It's like everything Kanye ever sings about, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna come back stronger than ever. So
that's a little bit about us, if anybody cares. So new episodes should be coming out eventually within the next month or so.
Yeah, but what is ILS about? Like, you didn't tell the people.
I mean, it's everything regarding like that. If you're Hispanic, if you're any type of
in between
that felt like you never had that voice, that representation to speak for, and maybe you happen to stumble across us and you hear this very robust voice along with my counterpart.
Very much definition of the counterpart, the very high-pitched voice, chopping it up over all things pop culture, movies, and a good dash of just Latino life in general and what it's like to navigate these two cultures that we live in this crazy world. That's basically the podcast in a nutshell, right, Ricardo?
Yeah. So with that shameless plug out the way.
Yeah. That was a long ass fucking plug. I'm so sorry, Zay. We took over the podcast just for me to talk about our podcast. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, bruh.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
So with that shameless plug out the way, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm just, you know me, I'm just on my Spanish game right now. Got the certification coming up in like 3 weeks. So, estoy tratando hablar español cada momento que tengo. I'm trying to speak Spanish every moment that I have. because it's for real. It's down to the wire. So I need to pass this test so I can get the certification.
Now backtrack a little.
See.
You got to realize a lot of people may not understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, what is that you're talking about?
Yeah. No. So I've signed up for this certification that is coming up at the end of the month. And if I pass this, I get to... Basically, I have to take a test to be able to be qualified to take a test so I can become a medical interpreter. And so what a medical interpreter does is for the Hispanic community, I would be able to translate for people that don't know any English as far as, their medication or, medical services, things like that. So it's something that I'm really chasing and I'm really doing, on top of all this podcast-ish. And yeah, we're just out here trying to learn a whole new language. Why not, right? We are in COVID times, so it's appropriate.
Exactly. Yeah, because you were somebody that never really... You grew up with Spanish, obviously, but it wasn't something that was spoken all the time.
See, pero the crazy thing about it, and here I'm gonna accidentally, I also tend to
Don't
slip
ramble.
into...
Don't ramble too much. We got to get on with the rest of the show.
Yeah. I tend to slip into Spanglish whenever things get a little heated. But long story short, I grew up speaking Spanish. I forgot it, and now I'm trying to relearn it, and that's basically the whole story. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, if anybody's curious, that's what Veronica's been up to. So, yeah, you guys should see her. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly just watching in amazement. Just how much
on my flashcard game.
Yeah, on the flashcard game. How much on the grind she'd be every day, sitting on this couch, just looking confused sometimes.
Yeah.
But regardless, I know she's really putting in the work when it comes to really learning and taking in all the knowledge when it comes to really improving her Spanish and dishing out words that I haven't even heard of sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I'll be quizzing you, and sometimes I'm like, "Hey, Ricardo, what's the word for this?" And you'll be like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, let's find out together." I
really don't.
Yeah.
So, without the way, first topic. If you heard the little clip at the top of the show, that was an excerpt from the Field, Chicago. That was produced by World Star Hip Hop back in 2013, 14, I believe, when the Chicago Chirac movement was still pretty new, and it was a conversation between Lil Durk and his older brother D-Thang. And if you've been keeping up with the news lately, yes, exactly. His brother has recently passed due to a fatal shooting that happened on.
I think it was last Saturday. It was a Saturday.
Yes,
I know that for sure. It was in Chi-Town.
Yeah, it was off the 7900 block of S. Loomis Boulevard in Chicago. D-Thang, real name is Dante Banks. He's the older brother of Lil Durk. 32 years old.
Hella young, man. Hella young.
Yeah, and I was kind of filling you in because you didn't really know so much about how much tragedy and loss Lil Durk has really faced.
Yeah, I didn't really know it was a domino effect in his life right now. They say when it rains it pours, and I guess that shit is the truth for Lil Durk right now. It's crazy to see.
Not even right now. Like I said, this stuff goes back to there's a bunch of his guys, a bunch of his friends that he has lost since 2011, 2012. But the more prominent one, I think it started with Newski, who was his cousin, who he signed to his OTF label back in 2013, I believe. And after a few days after he had been signed to Durk's label, he was killed.
So are people looking at Lil Durk right now as just a mal de ojo right now, a bad omen, or...
Don't get too crazy with the Spanish. Like I said.
Hey, we about to teach minority agenda-ers today, okay?
No.
They can deal with it. They can deal with it.
No, they can't.
Whatever, homie. Okay, pero no, de veras, for real. What are people processing with Lil Durk and his streak going on right now? Are they is it one of those things where they're associating just anyone who's around him, they're bound to be get shanked, or something's bad's bound to happen, or what's going on with that?
Like I said, it's not anything new. This has been kind of floating around for years, where people say that Dirk is cursed. That that anytime he comes around somebody and they start experiencing any bit of success, he will, for some reason, he's like around when, or maybe not even around, but just that close association to that person will eventually bring some sort of like tragedy.
So it's been mostly young people that have died then.
I mean, yeah, for the majority of part, yeah, like I said,
30s, 20s, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
See,
like his dad was serving a life sentence for a very long time, from like the early 2000s till like he recently got out, like maybe 2 years ago or something like that. But people saw that as a big loss. Like I was saying, he lost his cousin Newski, like in 2013. He lost his manager, OTF Chino. He lost King Von. That just happened last year. Everybody, knew how much that shook up things around the hip hop sphere and just in the streets. And now losing his big brother.
You know what Lil Durk needs to do? He needs to throw some salt over his left shoulder. He needs to, I don't know, like, he needs to just, like, pull out all the stops on all, like, the mythic, superstitious stuff. He needs to, like, watch out for cracks or he'll break his mother's back. Like, he can't take anything for granted right now. He has to take everything super seriously.
Like I said, like, they're just rumors. Like, ultimately, I don't think there's any sort of, like, Lil Durk curse.
But do you believe in curses in general, Mexicano?
No.
No? No, so you've never subscribed to like that Mexican part where like it gets really superstitious, with the brujeria y todo eso.
I think things happen, but I'm not so, like, I can believe in the supernatural, but I don't really believe in curses like that. Like, I can believe things to an extent, but like curses is just one thing. So
what do you think is really behind the Lil Durk fiasco then? If it's not the curse, then is it just because the people around him happen to be heavily gang affiliated, or what do you think is like the reason behind the pattern?
I would say, residue from the streets. Like Durk has made his best attempt to like really just carve out his career within music. He lives in Atlanta. He hasn't lived in Chicago for years.
Yeah.
And he moved down King Von down to Atlanta. But even then, like King Von was killed in Atlanta. So that shows you that you can't really escape things, when they happen. And I think it's just a reputation, you made your name in the streets, and obviously there are going to be people that are going to be gunning for you, if they can't get to you, they're going to get to the people around you. So I think it's just that. I think it's just a lot of like old things that just haven't gone away that, people don't forget.
I mean, I get that, but when you're from the streets like Lil Durk is, do you feel like there's any sort of self-responsibility that he should take onto himself for some of these people's or any of these people's deaths that are close to him, or is he completely faultless?
That's hard to say because it just depends on like how.
Because that's the argument that I'm hearing from a lot of the homies and I that we've been talking back and forth, that they not necessarily blame him, but they say that if he doesn't change his ways in the way that he associates with himself in certain circles, then, the pattern's only going to persist and they can't necessarily respect that, Well,
that's the thing. Like, I don't know what you can do when it comes to like the responsibility of other people. Like, because ultimately you can only be responsible for yourself. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, can you like try to like paint a narrative to where like, oh, because Durk did this back in 2016, that's why this happened, or Durk said this about this person, or he tweeted about this person. Like, yeah, can those things have some sort of like residual effect? Absolutely, but I don't think I can ever solely place the blame on saying like, yeah, Durk was the cause of this incident.
Sí, pero ¿qué dicen? What do they say? Is that they say that the top 5 people in your life, like I don't know, what's that shit that Tony Robbins always saying? Like the top 5 people in your life.
You think I listen to Tony Robbins?
I don't know, like some motivational bullshit about how like the top 5 people in your life are the ones that like influence what your life is going to be like the most, or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just look around and you think about like the top 5 people. Who are the top 5 people that Lil Durk associates with, do you think, from what you see on the outside?
As far as like rappers or just anybody?
Or whatever in general, his circle.
I mean, as far as like his circle, I mean like OTF, like that's his like label, that's his gang, like
exactly.
But you can't.
Do you think there's problematic figures in OTF?
I think a lot of it does have to do with like maybe the people that he keeps around in the circle, and maybe them, maybe the actions that they be committing, maybe have some sort of indirect way of like getting back to like the other people that Durk are associated with.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure Durk has like some shooters, somebody else, some goons out there still putting in work you know, on behalf of.
It all goes back to the goons, man.
Oh yeah, of course. Like it don't. I think I wouldn't say maybe on the behalf of Dirk, but people that are willing to die for him.
Yeah.
That maybe he's not saying like, oh, go get this person, you know, go wet him up or something like that. But like,
and that's actually a good segue to talk about the tweet that you put out and some of the comments that we got from it, right? From the ILS tweet that you made.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I put out a tweet on the ILS Twitter, just kind of like saying like, wow, Dirk has like lost Chino, his brother, Newski.
A lot of losses.
And you know, when will it end? Kind of thing, you know, and putting a little a SpongeBob crying on there. And you know, I got some likes, you know, got some comments, you know, people saying like, oh, when guns are banned, that's when this will end. I even got people saying that, oh, you're not a real fan because you didn't mention this person, which was
How did you feel about all the commenters, like the different types of goons that went on the page?
I wouldn't even call them goons. I would just call them just fans. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, any of the stuff didn't get to me. Remember that time we had like a conversation about like how would I take people coming after me like on the internet? I'm like, stuff like that don't affect me.
For the record, folks, I call it between Ricardo and I. Ricardo is going to be the first person to be canceled. Between you and I on ILS, even though this is Minority Agenda, even between Minority Agenda, you, Zay, and Jacob, I feel like you're going to be the very first one to be canceled among the show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't be posting.
No, either that or Zay. I don't know. I listen to the podcast sometimes, and Zay be saying some.
Some questionable stuff.
Some questionable-ish. You know, I love Zay. Shout out Zay, you know, putting in the work right now at, what is it, FedEx?
Yeah. I think he's,
FedEx. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Zay. I love you to death. You know, but, you know, he is entertaining to a T because he be saying some questionable ass shit because I'm like, But you know what? Zay is Zay, and I love him for it, you know.
Move your mic a little bit more to the...
Oh, okay.
To your, if you can't get closer to it, move it a little. There we go. That's right. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't feel any particular way about the comments or how people were reacting to it. People are going to say what they want to say. What did you think about it? Did you think it was kind of interesting?
I think that, I don't know. I was talking to someone the other day about the whole Lil Durk situation and about the fact that, like, our account had tweeted about it at all. And the interesting point was made that, like, within every, like, fan base, within every camp, you're going to have those people that are to the extreme one way or the other. And, you know, like if you follow like any sort of celebrity, there's always going to have the extremist fans that like sort of make you roll your eyes, and it's hard not to get annoyed with the celebrity or put blame on the celebrity because their fans are being so extreme about it, you know. And I feel like sometimes Lil Durk, just like anybody else, would be a victim of that. A lot of people are you know, really writing for him in this tragic time, and that much I understand, but I'm still trying to figure out, you know, out of everything that has happened to him in his life, and as tragic as it is, like, how much self-responsibility is in that, you know? Like, what can he do to... Because if it's not a curse, then it's something that he can control, you know? It's something that, I mean, at the very least, he can change up circles or do something different, but, you know... I mean, I guess it's easier when you're not in it.
It's a gray area. Like, it's so easy to say, like, oh, because you have such influence and you're such a big personality that you ultimately hold this responsibility. I don't think it's that easy. Like, I don't think he has as much control as people think he does when it comes to these things. And we don't even know exactly who went after his older brother.
Yeah,
like we still don't know.
Still a mystery.
We still don't know what the situation was. We just know it was at a strip club. A police officer was shot in the process.
It was on a Saturday.
And that he was killed. But nobody knows, like, anything about any sort of suspect. Nothing. So, like I said, it's pure speculation of, like, who could have done this. Like, of course, you can, like, put two and two together and be like, oh, yeah, it has to be gang-related. Because that's what it is in Chicago, you know? You know, the people trying to get their revenge, their get back, whatever it may be. I just think that while I know there's been like things that Dirk has put out there where you can kind of like put two and two together and be like, oh yeah, this could have been the reason as to why. I don't know. It's really, really fun. It's really hard for me to place blame on somebody like that.
Can you guys curse on this podcast? I don't know. Because
we try to keep it to a minimum. But
you
already
maxed out.
Yeah, you already kind of ruined that.
My bad.
Yeah. You already kind of ruined that at this point.
My bad. And we continue.
Yeah, but rest in peace to D-Thang. Tragedy once again, and hopefully things eventually look brighter for Dirk, and he can like really. I can only imagine what he's going through.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. As far as my brother passing away, nah, bruh.
Especially in such a violent way.
Yeah, so R.I.P. on that for sure.
Your R.I.P. D-Thang, and the condolences out to Dirk and everybody in his circle. So definitely. So moving on, something a little bit lighthearted that happened over the weekend as well. Logan Paul versus Mayweather. People have been waiting weeks for this, Veronica. It was a big thing that everybody was saying, like, oh man, Floyd was gonna go crazy.
It's a big deal when I've actually heard of it, because me in sports, I don't know crap about sports, and so I've actually heard about this coming up, like in the weeks coming up on it.
Logan Paul, he's a influencer, YouTuber,
Whatever
podcaster. He does a lot, and lately
he's a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, exactly. And lately the trend has been get these social media influencers to fight professional boxers, wrestlers, whatever it may be, and kind of like create like this giant like stream of like revenue in turn when it comes to like audience participation, when it comes to like the amount of money that's being generated from these events.
Now, like, school me on this. Like, where's this being streamed through? Like, who's getting the monetary value through, like, all of the viewers, all the audience that this is garnering?
Now, this latest one that just happened, Mayweather and Logan Paul, this one happened through Showtime. And Showtime is like a legitimate cable channel. And they've been known for years to host pay-per-views, whether it be boxing or in a bunch of other sports.
Yeah.
But they're very known for boxing. Same thing with like HBO. HBO is very well known for streaming boxing matches. So they got a big cut. It was a nice payday for both of them. Obviously there's so many people involved when it comes to like who's gonna get a profit of what shares or whatever, and they definitely got paid out. I think
I'm sure.
I think the last fight when it was who was it? I'm trying to jog my memory, but I forgot what fight it was. But Snoop Dogg is partnered with this one new boxing company, and he promoted this last fight with Jake Paul. Oh yeah, with Jake Paul and Nate Robertson. That's what it was. It was Jake Paul, Logan Paul's little brother, and Nate Robertson, a basketball player. And unfortunately, Nate Robertson got rocked in that match. It was not a pretty sight. But that was being promoted by Snoop Dogg's. I can't remember if he owned the company. Don't quote me, or if he's just a partner. But it's a new thing. Like, people have like realized that, hey, people want to see these like influencer, social media entertainer type boxing matches.
Do you remember on VH1 that like weird ass? That weird claymation show that they had a celebrity deathmatch?
Yeah, on TV.
I don't know why that reminds me like heavily of that.
No, people have made the comparison already. Yeah, like that is exactly what it is. People want to see famous, semi-famous, whatever it may be. People duke it out.
It's famous. Is it like internet fame is real fame now? There's no like separation to it.
Yeah, but you still have like the A-list, B-list kind of thing.
A-list and B-list internet famers,
Yeah.
So.
I know a big one that people are really looking forward to if it could eventually get a date is the Soulja Boy Bow Wow one. People, they've been going back and forth on social media.
But which one of them would count as like the internet famer or the internet star?
No. That's like that's more for like a versus.
Okay.
The versus theory, but I know they like kind of like toyed with the idea of like doing like a boxing match too, which I don't think if that would happen. The verse one is supposed to happen. I don't think there's a date on it yet.
Yeah.
But
now, did you end up watching the Logan Paul Mayweather one?
Oh yeah, I was streaming it. When
did you stream this? You and I lived together. Like, when did you watch this?
I was on my laptop, streaming it through some means. I have my ways of like finding it without having to
pay for it.
Pay for it, yeah. Essentially.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Isaiah for providing the links. So I watched it.
¿Cuánto era? How much was it to like just stream the whole thing? Did you look it up?
I don't know. Probably, I would have to guess like maybe $50 or $60.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
usual like pay-per-view prices, but
yeah, no, fuck that.
8 round. It was an exhibition match, so it didn't go on anybody's record. Like even if Mayweather would have lost, which he didn't. You know, just based off of, I mean, there's no there's no real winner or loser when it comes to an exhibition match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's just like it's friendly. You know, it's just purely for the entertainment of it. So, but like when there was moments where you can clearly see that like Logan did not know what was going on, or not that he did not know what was going on, but you could tell that he was very
lost,
unseasoned.
He was like a deer in the woods.
Like when it came to like actually like throwing punches and like putting in work, like it was like people saying that he was like button mashing. It was like he was like somebody got like a video game controller, was just doing this, and that the person in the video game was just like.
But dude,
going crazy.
okay, but do you think that? How long did he have to prep for this?
They prepped months for it.
Exactly. So he had months of prep for this. But Mayweather has had years.
Mayweather is one of the greatest ever.
Exactly. Years of training. And he has
Mayweather
all the accolades to, like, back him up on that. So do you think...
But Mayweather is also retired, and he's also a lot older. So you can see...
I mean, regardless.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest ever. But you can see some people's concern to be like, oh, because some people were, like, really, like, on the fence, like, oh man, what if like Logan really knocks him out? Because like Mayweather,
nobody actually thought that.
Some people did. Some people did going in. I personally didn't, because I'm like, Mayweather is the best, if not the best defensive fighter of all time. Like he can like.
See, and I don't know anything about sports, but there's no way for a second I thought Logan was gonna win. No,
like there's even a moment where people say that Logan got legitimately knocked out, but Mayweather like grabbed him to like prevent him from falling, and it looked like he was like. It looked like he was like whispering in his ear, like, no, not that. It looked like Mayweather was like toying with him, like he grabbed him on purpose, like, no, you're not going down. We're gonna still keep going. Yeah, kind of thing. Like it wasn't like so much that he cared. It was like, no, you're not about to go down like that, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was entertainment. It was cool. Like once it wasn't. Some people think that Logan won just based on the fact that he went 8 rounds with Mayweather.
I mean, that's what I was about to say. Is that you think about this whole instance on a proportional standpoint. You think about the fact that he had what I'm assuming like 5 months to train or algo así, something like that.
3 months, something like that.
Yeah, so like Logan Paul had 3 months to train to go up against one of the greatest fighters of all time. And I mean, I don't know because I didn't watch it, but I would assume that if he held his own even for 30 seconds in that ring, which is longer than I could have, then, I mean, he deserves some level of props because I would never expect him to win. But how long he could last in there and last in the game in general, that's what's most impressive to me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you only have 3 months to go up against, again, one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. So
yeah, and like I said, that's what a lot of
props
people were saying. I know Maul. He had one tweet that went kind of viral because he said something along those lines that
exactly
like Logan's
people be tripping if they expect him to win.
It's like Logan's the real winner because he survived eight rounds with Mayweather.
Exactly, you got to look at this like a proportional standpoint, baby. Like
I don't know. I just think based off like just boxing standards, like Mayweather clearly won.
Well, yeah, I mean he wins, but like,
but like I said, win is
what's more impressive?
Win is such a stretch because, like I said, there's no winner or loser in this thing.
Exactly,
it's truly like a neutral fight.
It's like I don't know. It's like the equivalent of I don't know. Like what's something that I really suck at doing? I don't know. There's a lot of things like dancing. Okay, like let's say that you went up against Sierra. Yeah, I went up against Sierra on like a dance battleground or something, and let's say that. I made it 2 out of 5 rounds, but she still whooped my ass the last 3.
You're getting thrown all across.
Exactly.
That
I got no coordination in my body, baby boy. Nothing.
You're not making it out there alive.
And if I train for 3 months before I go up against Sierra, like the Sierra, then I give myself a what's it called? That's where participation trophies are actually a real thing. So
it's like best
like good try, homie. Like genuinely good try.
It's like best 3 out of 5, and you happen to win
2. If I win even 1, I'd be fucking thrilled.
You happen to win like 2.
If I win 1, I'd be fucking thrilled. Up against Sierra,
you've been elated.
Like, fuck out of here. But yeah.
That's
sorry,
crazy.
Zay, for all the cursing on your podcast.
Oh, she's not sorry.
Yeah,
like,
no.
don't believe that. So yeah, it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to some quick hits, some little entertainment stuff. Migos, you love them, I love him. Dropping a new album, Culture 3, this Friday. Have you heard the new song, Straightening, the single?
I'm not.
Pretty good. I don't know how to feel. Like, Culture 2 kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. A lot of songs, and a lot of them were pretty mid, pretty mediocre. But it's been a minute since Migo has dropped some new music. After the whole Saweetie thing with Quavo kind of died down, people were just ready to get back to the music because they were very interested in the drama aspect.
Yeah.
Of like,
usually, that's usually a good promotional tool for album drops.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And of course, those clips started dropping where Quavo was like supposedly sneak dissing Saweetie and stuff like that. I think this album's supposed to have 19 tracks. 19 tracks.
19 tracks is a lot.
It is.
Especially after like the 7-track streak that Kanye put out. Like, I don't know, I thought like the new trend now was to like go really, really short. Or did we like rebound off of that already?
No, I mean, some people, I still see some artists do that. Like occasionally they'll drop like a very short album, but like you said, it was just kind of like a trend. Some people hopped on it, other people didn't. They kind of kept the normal 13, 14 tracks. But this has 19 tracks. Some pretty good features though. One with Drake, of course. Polo G, Future, Justin Bieber on one song. Got Juice WRLD.
Justin Bieber on a Migos track? Have you heard that one? What was that one like?
That one hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Juice WRLD supposed to be on one, and Pop Smoke. That's the one I'm excited to hear because Quavo and Pop did a Shake the Room for Pop Smoke album, and now this is gonna be a Migos song. So with all three of them,
when does this album drop?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2 days, we're recording this on a Wednesday, by the way. So in 2 days, so like this is gonna be crazy to hear all three Migos plus Pop Smoke on a song together. I'm really excited about that. Produced by 808 Mello, who was Pop Smoke's go-to producer. So gonna hear the Migos on a crazy UK drill beat. So super excited about that. Like I said, I don't really know how to feel besides some of the features that stand out to me. And let me look at the producers. We got Murder, got Weezy, got Zaytoven, some of the usual guys on here. DJ Darrell, which is Migos in-house DJ. The Drake one, of course. I'm a big Drake fan, so I'm excited to hear that. I don't know. Do you think Migos is falling off?
I don't know. I think that I never really got fully on the Migos trend to begin with, at least not in the sense of like getting beyond their singles, I think that from the minute that Migos hit the mainstream, at least for me, I know that that's not the case for everybody, but for me, I was always more aware of the Migos through all of the drama, that happened, with their relationships y todo eso, more so than like as individuals, more so than their music. And so like, while I know the radio hits, like it's rare that I've like analyzed a full Migos album like that.
Yeah, but Migos have always been very good at like keeping their name in the media, like whether it be like
exactly like that's a whole thing, like with the culture thing, with the relationship things, with the Cardi B thing, lo que sea, like it's always been something with them.
Because early on, they definitely got well known for like Offset being in jail because there was a time where like Versace, like when Versace came out with Drake, Offset wasn't there. Like I think he was on the track if I remember, but he wasn't like in the video. He wasn't present when that like run was really first happening for them. And then they had like that beef with like Chief Keef, where that shooting happened in Chicago.
Pero that's what I'm saying. Eso es lo que estoy diciendo. Like, do you feel like it's to the Migos' benefit that a lot of the times that when they're in the media, it's got something to do with something other than music?
I think they use it to their advantage. Because music, I think the Migos' music has always been solid throughout. Like from like early on,
it's solid from the hits and stuff that I've heard. It's solid.
Yeah, it's been like solid music, like from like very early on, from like Jug Season to No Labels 2 to Wiring the album. Like they always been consistent. Eventually, Culture where they hit it big because you had Bad and Bougie, you had T-Shirt, you had God, what's that one song that I really like? I can't remember. Then they just kind of went on this run that was just insane. And then like the relationship stuff started happening. Offset got with Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Quavo eventually got it with Saweetie. Takeoff has always been very reserved and like kept to himself. He's not really like somebody who's like really out there like that.
He really is not. He's probably the more mellow of all of them.
And he's the youngest too.
Yeah. Yeah, which is weird because you would think that it would be the inverse, but I don't know. I think that like when it comes to the Migos and me, it's like I like their music. I want to get into them, but the fact that like after everything that they've been through, especially with all the drama in the media, like I feel like all I associate them with is more pop culture news than hip hop. And I don't know if that's like necessarily a hot take or anything like that, but it's just like sometimes I just need people to be about their music, and I don't need to hear about like their ongoings with everything else 24/7. And this is where you and I differ, because I know you love the mess. I know like sometimes the messier the better it is for you, and I'm like the opposite. It's like just give me the music, man.
It depends.
Yeah.
Like even I kind of have my limits sometimes when it comes to like how much I care. Like there's been a lot of like when the whole like not Offset, when the whole like Cardi B, Nicki stuff was going on. Like those moments where I was just like, I really don't care.
See, but like there's also moments where I've seen you sitting on that couch, like cackling to yourself, rubbing your hands together, talking about how much you love this ignorant ish.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
so there you
like,
go.
I'm not gonna deny that.
Hashtag balance.
Even I have my limits though. Exactly. So yeah, Migos, Culture 3. We'll see if it really slaps like how we hope it does. June 11th. So next thing we want to talk about is Freddie Gibbs, rapper. What else can I say? like rapper, entertainer, whatever, whatever.
Yeah. Everyone's a multi-hyphenate
whatever,
nowadays, so
yeah.
you can just stick them in that pile.
Whatever pronouns you want to throw in there. He has been announced that he's going to be in his first movie called Down with the King. Apparently he's going to play a character, an aspiring musician who moves to Massachusetts and links with the most unlikely person you would think to link with a musician is a farmer. And through that, he somehow grows as a person, and I think also grows within his music.
Wait, have you seen the trailer on this shit?
Have not.
So how did you hear about this?
I read the article.
That is crazy. Are you for real? He's going to become best friends with a farmer, and they're going to put out an album together?
No, I don't know if they're going to put out an album, but I think the farmer is like somehow like the what do you call, like a good, like the plot device that like makes him grow as a character. Let
me tell you, if this shit is true, this is the better stuff. This is better stuff than fucking Minari. Let me tell you, like I have some questionable opinions about Minari.
Why would you compare this to Minari?
I don't know, because I'm thinking about farming. You know how like the Asian gentleman in Minari was really trying to like make his land grow y todo eso. Like I'm just thinking I can see Freddie Gibbs going out there, trying to hoe the land, and trying to like make some beats while he's like shoveling some seeds, or I don't know, whatever it is farmers do, which is a shame because like my grandfather's kind of sort of a farmer, so he really should be more familiar with that. But anyway, that's exciting. When is this set to come out?
It's supposed to premiere at Cannes this year. I'm not sure. Usually, I guess when Cannes usually goes on.
Yeah.
So, I think that's during the summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cannes. I'm not. Nobody quote me.
I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure when the Cannes Festival goes on. I know it happens in France, but that's about it. But yeah, I'm excited. I would love to see this when it eventually gets an official release. Freddie's one of my favorite rappers, so like see him transitioning into acting. I think it'll be good. Like I've seen him like in like little like sketch. I know he was in that funny sketch in Loiter Squad, the Our Future show that used to be on Adult Swim.
So you think that he can act?
Oh yeah. He has the charisma. He has like I think he has the chops for like really and it's gonna be starring him like as the main star. So like I said,
it's gonna be kind of like a Two Distant Strangers, Joey Badass sort of thing.
Yeah, like his breakout role kind of thing.
Yeah, that's really exciting because I really did like that movie. And Freddie Gibbs, I'm a huge fan of Freddie Gibbs, so I'm definitely gonna watch this. I'm definitely gonna catch this. I didn't know that at all, so thank you, Mexicano, for that piece of news.
Yeah, and lastly, our last little quick hit. Kanye West, his birthday
baby boy.
was yesterday, so happy late birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy Yay Day.
Yes, exactly. And everybody knows the drama. Well, I wouldn't say drama, but just the news that's been happening between him and Kim K. They're still going through the divorce. But apparently Kanye wasn't celebrating his birthday on his own. It was...
I don't know how I feel about this.
It had been rumors for quite a few weeks and confirmed by TMZ that Kanye is actually...
TMZ of all people. How ironic is that? But whatever. Anyway.
I mean, TMZ could sometimes be pretty on the nose about some things.
Yeah, I know.
And be
but
pretty
especially
accurate.
when you think about the history that TMZ and Kanye have. But anyway, sorry, continue.
So it's been confirmed, according to TMZ, that Kanye is dating renowned supermodel Irina Shayk.
Shank. Like you shank someone. I think that's how you pronounce it.
It looks like Shayk.
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 I've heard people say Irina Shank, but what the heck do I know?
Irina. Okay, maybe. Anyway, apparently spent the birthday with her in France.
Yeah.
So, and they're confirmed to be dating. So this lets me know that Kanye is, well, I don't know. Do you think prior to me and Kim K and like breaking up with Alexis Pfeiffer, who was the girl he was engaged to, like Ye's always been somebody to like be pretty like quick when it comes to like rebounding?
Move on quickly?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that those are like when it comes to a breakup, bro, like I mean,
everybody's different.
Yeah, like you've been in that situation where like you break up with someone and either you're the person that like gets with someone immediately right away, like a couple weeks later, or you're the person that like takes 3 years before you meet somebody again. And then you have the stories where like two people like were dating for like 17 years and then the next person like after they break up is like engaged to be married after like 2 months, you know? And I don't know what camp Kanye falls into. I think that he strikes me more as that person that is just I think that I could see him like engaged with someone after only a couple of months. But you know what's even the weirdest part about that? And I don't know if I would call it weird, just interesting, is that like on the day of his birthday, like Kim K actually tweeted out like a picture of like Lil Ye, you know, like when he was 6 or 7 years old with like a balloon emoji, you know? And, you know, you look through the comments and people are just saying, you know, when you love someone, you never really stop loving them, you know, even if it's not in a romantic sense anymore, yada, yada, yada. And I think that was very classy of her. I would like to think it's in the context of this is the father of my children, you know, and it's his birthday and it's an important day. So here I am, even if it's on Twitter, celebrating him.
I mean, yeah, not even that. She posted a picture of like them together. I think Ye's like holding Nori, or I think he's holding Baby Saint. Yeah. Or Shy, I can't remember who. But it's a picture of them. And she like captioned it like, happy birthday, it's always forever between me and you. Yeah. Kind of thing.
And I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that's an indication of maturity, but maybe it's also like an indication of like
keep a good public image right now because you're going through a nasty divorce.
Attachment. I mean, think about it. Like, also, what does it look like that he's out here, you know, with Irina Shank, whatever. I really should have known her name. Sorry about that. Irina Shank. And she's out here, you know, posting sentimental, you know, ideations about him on the day of his birth, you know? Does it make her look like a bigger person, or does it make her look, you know, like a woman simp? Can women be simps?
I mean, technically, I guess they can, but that's always more used for guys.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, it puts her in this position of like, oh, is she still being wistful over him? But she's the one who called a divorce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's that. Maybe, I have always thought that, like, Kim K is way more classier than people ever give her credit for, so.
It's either she's really classy or she's got a good team that knows how to navigate stuff like that around here.
Well, okay, Mr. Cynic, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that Kardashian-Jenner clan is very good at manipulating the public.
It's very tight-knit, yes, but, I mean, I also believe that they, as shallow as they can be, they're genuinely good people, but that's like a whole nother like eggshell that we're not going to break.
I can't speak for them.
Yeah. But anyway, happy Yay Day as of yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday to Kanye as of yesterday, and you know, I'm glad to see that. You know, I hope it goes well with him and his girlfriend. Yeah. You know.
I won't lie, like I wish he would have waited a minute. You know, I don't think it's healthy to like go straight into a relationship after that kind of shit.
You think he's like the type who like doesn't want to be lonely in like this very vulnerable time? and like wants to be with somebody.
Fuck those types of people, man. Learn to be by yourself. Learn to be by yourself. I'm sorry, if Kanye is that kind of person, like that's something I have to straighten.
It's gotta be hard because like I'm assuming that the kids are probably with Kim, so it's gotta be hard not to see your kids like that.
No, I mean I think that Kim would. I think
he's
that
allowing.
Kim would be generous enough
No,
to like.
no, I'm saying I think he's allowing him to see them. I'm not saying that he's not allowed to see him. I'm just saying like he's in France right now, so I just think right now the separation is not is more than the proximity.
Different strokes for different folks, bro. All I know is that whenever I go through some shit like that, like I gotta be by myself for a minute. I gotta reflect. I gotta internalize shit. I gotta learn my shit. Like I do feel weird for the people that go immediately and straight into from one relationship into another, because I just don't think that's healthy. But my best wishes to Kanye and happy another year.
Yeah. So, moving on to our last topics. Your favorite. You're going to love this. Sports.
Yay!
You can't wait to talk about this, right?
No, it's going to be mostly you segment, baby.
Well, the only thing I really have to talk about, because this is usually a Zay Jacob thing. I mean, I love sports, but I'm not the best type to like really speak to it like that.
Yeah.
But here we go. So, round 2, NBA playoffs. They're going on right now. Lakers have been knocked out. Mavs have been knocked out. The Wizards are out. The Knicks are out. Miami, which I think we talked about last week, and Milwaukee. Actually, no, Milwaukee made it through. Boston's out. That's what I meant. Boston's out. I actually went to Game 6 of the Mavs versus Clippers game. Had a great time. Loved it. Unfortunately, they lost that game, and then 2 days later on Sunday, they finally lost the series, and so they were kicked out of the playoffs. But I enjoyed it. I know. I loved it. It was a good time. I hadn't been to a basketball game since I was like a kid. So this was like a really good thing. And the seats were fairly good.
How were the concession stand nachos? That's what
I didn't eat any nachos.
Did you have any concession stand food at all?
Mm-mm.
Mexicano.
I just had a beer.
Mexicano.
Didn't I tell you? Remember my text?
I don't read the stuff you send me. You could be down on the side of the road. I would have no idea.
Because you don't care about anybody.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you don't remember my text? You looked at it. So I know you read it.
I mean, did I read it though? Like, what did you say? I don't know.
I said like, hey, I'm in that awkward position where I'm like very awkward where like I want to go get food, but there's people standing next to me. So in order to not be a bother, I'm not going to say anything even though I want to go get food. You
are literally the most awkward human being that I know.
But I'm not though. That's you.
Bro, but see, like that's the difference between you and I would have gotten up to go get my nachos and hot dogs.
No, because there's people sitting next to me. I don't want to be inconvenience.
I would inconvenience someone for like a $4 hot dog that is probably the best hot dog that I'm only going to have at a Mavericks game. I don't even know the importance of that, but I know that it matters on some level.
I don't think the hot dogs were going to be that amazing. They're probably good, but they're probably not that amazing. So I could have lived with what I was saying. Like, I could justify it in my head, like, you know what? I don't really need the food. I'll just sit down here and keep drinking my beer.
You too polite for your own good, bro. I would have done it for the snacks. I would have done it for the snacks.
If they were, like, all up out of their seats and I could move through them, I would have gone. But, like, nah, I can't tell them to get up.
See.
So I'm just going to sit here and just, enjoy what I already have.
See if we can finish out the podcast with the last 10 minutes of us talking about concession stand food. I can get with that. But if you start going in depth about the Maverick playoffs and the dribbling and the three-pointers,
I'm not going to go super in depth.
Shooting.
I'm not going to go super in depth.
Okay.
I think they're great in that Game 6. You could feel the life being sucked out of the arena towards the end because that's where.
Was it even a close game?
How did it? I can't remember how it. Yeah, it was kind of close. I think by the time it ended, it was like maybe 98 to like 105, something like that. So it wasn't too off. Mm-hmm. But of course they lost in game 7. So maybe next year's. But super proud of the Mavericks. Super proud of Luka and everybody else on that team who made it this far. But there's always next year. But the Clippers, Utah, I think that game is going. Game 2 is tomorrow. Right now they're sitting 1-0. Utah in the lead.
Is that one in DFW as well?
No.
Oh,
You gotta listen to these teams, Vettel.
I don't know.
Basketball teams either play at the home. They play between the two teams that are playing. So if it's Utah and the Clippers, Utah is in Salt Lake City. Los Angeles Clipper.
I am here as a stand-in for everyone in
The Los
your
Angeles
audience
Clipper.
that you have that does not know a thing about sports and is only here to hear like Zay's sultry voice.
Well, that's how basketball works. They play at the arena of the two teams that are competing against each other.
Okay.
And there's home games and there's visitor games.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Philly and Atlanta, they're tied 1-1. Game 3 is on the 11th, this Friday. Game 3 between Milwaukee and Brooklyn is is tomorrow. Thursday, Brooklyn's up by 2. And Denver Phoenix up by 1. Game 2 is tonight. So I might pull that up on the laptop and start watching that. But yeah, who do you think has a shot of making it out of the second round?
I don't even know who you I don't even know the names that you just said. I could not. You said something about Utah. Like, let me just pick Utah.
So you think
The
Utah's
Utah
gonna?
Panthers.
So you think Utah's gonna beat the Clippers?
Absolutely. I'll put all the money I've made on AMC stock on the Utah Panthers.
You haven't made any money on it.
I know, exactly.
The Utah Panthers, Utah Jazz.
Sure, right. Why not?
Jazz.
Sure.
Learn these teams.
Why are they named after music? I thought like all teams were made out of like indigenous people or animals.
So the Utah Jazz actually used to be based out of New Orleans, so that makes a little bit more sense. New Orleans Jazz. But a long time ago, the franchise moved over to Utah, and they just kept the name.
Okay.
So nowadays, it doesn't make any sense. So like, why they call it Jazz? But if you know the history, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Los Angeles Lakers. Why do you think they're called the Lakers?
I don't know.
Because they used to be based in Minneapolis, which is the land of 1,000 lakes.
Oh.
But then they moved to LA, and they just kept the name.
Why would they do that?
That's how sports franchises are. They sometimes keep the name.
You asked me why I'm not into sports. You never asked me, but there you go.
Okay, but yeah, I would like to see Utah move into the semifinals. And yeah, I would like to see him that. I like to see Phoenix beat Denver. I like to see Brooklyn beat Milwaukee, and I like to see Atlanta.
Okay, now here's the question though,
beat the 76ers.
Like, if you had to go 1-on-1 with, I don't know, who's like your favorite basketball player right now? Who do you think is the most skilled basketball player right now that you're a big fan of?
I love LeBron, of course.
Okay, all right, let's stop right there. Okay, let's say that you had 3 months to go 1-on-1.
We're not doing this. LeBron is killing
you
me.
had 3 months. No, hold on. Let me finish my sentence, okay? If you had 3 months to go 1-on-1 with LeBron James, okay, like i.e., what's his name? Logan Paul and versus Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, yeah, sure, whatever. Who do you think would win at the end of the 3 months? Would you bet on yourself?
No. LeBron is crushing me.
Oh, okay.
Like it depends, Are we doing ISO basketball? Are we in the paint? Are we going long distance? We're shooting threes. Like, what are we doing?
You're just shooting threes. You're playing horse.
We're playing
That's
horse?
what it is. You're playing horse.
LeBron's beating me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, LeBron is beating me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even through horse. That's the one game that I did actually sort of get into whenever we would do sports at the gym. Is that horse? I could play a mean game of horse. I didn't always win, but I enjoyed myself, so that was a win for me.
So. Yeah, that's it. So the playoffs are drawing closer and closer till we get to the finals. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's an exciting time in basketball right now. It can go any way. Like a lot of the big teams are out. Boston's out. Lakers are out. Warriors are out. Trailblazers are out. Like a lot of the big teams that you expected to move on aren't in the round 2. Are in the second round. So it's crazy to see what's gonna happen from here. So I'm excited.
Yeah. That makes one of us.
And that, folks, is our show. You have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, I'm going to cue up this music. I'm going to be able to hear it, but not you. So yeah. Minority Agenda. Special guest, Veronica Perez. Appreciate you. Thank you for being on here.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So next week, we should, if I think they would have sorted out his schedule with FedEx, we should all be back here, the usual gang. And yeah,
the real stars of the show.
Yeah, we'll be be ready for an effect to give you another great episode. But yeah, it was fun. Did you have fun? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Being behind the mic again?
Yeah. It was super refreshing. Thanks Jacob. Thanks Dave for having me on. Thanks Ricardo for entertaining me through this last hour. It's been a fun ride, y'all. Thanks.
All right. So you already know what it is. We're not black. We're not white. We are something in the middle. This has been the Minority Agenda podcast, and we are out. I'm gonna let the music ride.